Okay, using formulas, 2-7. This is the last section of chapter 2. So vocabulary. Formula, an equation that expresses a relationship between certain quantities. A literal equation is a formula or an equation with several variables. And dimensional analysis is the process of performing operations with units. So here we are going to solve for a certain variable. So we have to look at what we're solving for. It says solve for A, so we need to get A by itself. So I know you're going to be like, well, there's no numbers, stuff like that, but our ultimate goal is just to get A by itself, and we're going to follow our operations. So we're going to add or subtract first. So we're going to have plus 2B. So then we have 15 plus 2B, and we leave it like that because we can't combine those like terms. Now, if we were going to solve for A then, we would just divide by 5 and divide by 5. So that leaves A equals 15 plus 2B all over 5. And we can just leave it like that. So here's one, 4P minus 7R equals PQ plus 16. So we are going to solve for P here. So what I want you to do with these notes, I want you to write these notes down step by step with what we have. So here we have the original equation. And then we're going to add 7R and add 7R. So when we simplify that, the 7R comes on this side, goes away from up here, so we're just left with 4P. Then we have to get the P's on the same side because that's what we're solving for, so we're going to subtract PQ. So we subtract PQ over here, and we end up with 4P minus PQ equals 16 plus 7R because the PQs canceled out and went away. Now I'm going to pull a P out. So if I pull a P out of the 4P, I end up with 4 left. And if I pull a Q out of there, I end up with a Q left. Then we divide by this. That way this crosses out. And then we're just left with P. So here we need to move the variable to the same side. So I'm solving for A, so I need to move the variable to the same side. So I'm going to subtract. I don't know why that's disappearing. AB. So I'm going to subtract AB from both sides. So that leaves me with 5A minus AB plus 3C equals negative BC. Now I need to move all other terms away from the variables. So I need to get this C out of here. So I'm going to subtract 3C. I'm just going to leave negative BC minus 3C equals 5A minus AB. Now if I pull an A out of here, put it in front, here I'm left with a 5, and there I'm left with a B. Now I have to divide because this is multiplication. And I'm left with negative BC minus 3C over 5 minus B. And that all equals A. So in geometry, I need to, A represents the area of H represents the height, B1 represents the length of the base, B2 represents the length of the other base. Solve for H, then we have to find the height of the trapezoid with the area of 70 square feet and bases that are 22 and 18. So the first thing it wants me to do is solve for H. So I have A equals H times B1 plus B2 over 2. So the first thing I have to do is multiply by 2. So that gives me 2A H times B1 plus B2. Now I'll divide by that B1 plus B2. So I'm left with H equals 2A over B1 plus B2. So now it says find the height of a trapezoid with an area of 70 square feet. So that means A equals 70. And the bases are 22 and 18. So B1 equals 22. B2 equals 18. So I'm just going to plug those in. So 2 times 70, 22 plus 18 equals H. So 2 times 70 is 140 over 22 plus 18 is 40. And then I just do that operation. So I do 140 divided by 40. So the height is 3.5. When using formulas, you may want to use dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis or unit analysis is the process of performing operations with units. So as we plan, we need to think about what units we're given, what units you need, and the steps you need to convert them. So Mark is purchasing an above ground pool. The salesperson says the pool will hold 97,000 liters of water. If 1 gallon equals 3.785 liters, determine approximately how many gallons the pool will hold. So always put what you start with, liters. And then I make a chart like this. So if I have liters on top, on my conversion, I need liters on bottom. So this conversion is going right here. So 1 gallon is 3.785 liters. Now, because there's a liters on top and a liters on bottom, they cross out and I'm left with gallons. Now, how this works is multiplication and division. So I multiply these, and then I divide what I get in the end. So that's 97,285 divided by 3.785. I need to get my calculator out to do that. And that is 25,702.77, and that is going to be gallons because that's what's left. So homework is watch the video and take notes. Complete the WSQ by filling out the Google form.